So when I first went to prison, I didn't really see like too many gay people because I was in more so an adolescent prison. Now, there's no such thing as an adolescent prison, which means it's younger kids. It just means that a majority of the population is under 21. So like 50%, maybe 45%, a little less than the majority. But it just means that there's a lot of younger guys there from like 16 to 21. Now, when you got a lot of 16 to 21-year-olds in a jail, it's extremely violent. I was in Washington first, and then I was in Green. Both jails are extremely violent because you got a lot of younger kids coming from Rikers and a lot of kids that are gangbanging. They want to prove themselves. So when they come into the jail, it's a lot of stabbings and cuttings, etc. So I never really seen none of that. Like, even when I went to the Max, went to Comstock, went to Kaseki, like, I didn't see none of that going on because the adolescents are like completely not accepting of that. Now, some of these older dudes in their 50s or whatever, they've been in prison for 20 years, whatever, they be messing with chumps. So it's weird, especially them Spanish dudes, like them older, like Nietas. Like, I never really seen it among the Latin Kings. I really don't think the Latin Kings even allow that shit because I never seen them doing it. But the Nietas, they be fucking with punks. So I went to another jail and I'm working in the mess hall. So Spanish dudes in the mess halls all happy one day. Well, Spanish dudes, the Nietas. So like, the fuck these motherfuckers so happy out there? Like, yo, J-Lo's coming here. J-Lo's coming here. So what the fuck is J-Lo? Like, so I'm thinking that this is like some gangster dude like J-Lo, like some gangster. No, they mean like J-Lo, like the actress, like some punk that looks like J-Lo. So I'm in the mess hall and then the Yatas is like, yeah, she's about to come through now, boom, boom, boom. So I'm just looking at these motherfuckers like, y'all is weird, right? Man, when I tell you, when this motherfucker came into the mess hall, like all these gay dudes, and it was all Spanish dudes, all these gay Spanish dudes was on this dude. And when I tell you this motherfucker looks like Razor Ramon, if you don't know who Razor Ramon is, Google that. The big wrestler that used to have the toothpick and shit. This motherfucker had the nerve to have a swoop going like this with fucking curls going back and literally looks like Razor Ramon. I'm talking about, you can see the 5 o'clock shadow. This motherfucker has some titties, so must have been like on hormones in the street or something like that, but actually had like some muscles too. This motherfucker looked the furthest thing from J-Lo that I ever seen in this life. This motherfucker looked like Halo, because I would rather be fucking dead than to look like this motherfucker looked. A hot fucking mess. Literally one of the people that you would see out in public and know, like, this is a man, there's no confusion. Like, some of them will confuse the shit out you. You look at this motherfucker, you know there's no confusion. So the whole time he was happy as hell. So they gave this motherfucker an extra piece of chicken. He was working on a line. I was in pot, so I was like a little bit to the side of shit. So I seen it and I'm like, bro, this shit is weird. So like, I didn't understand it until I went into being around these older dudes. But with me, it's like, I'll be in prison for 30 years and I'm never going to participate in some shit like that. I'm not into that type of shit. But when I tell you these gay dudes in prison got like mental problems, like they really looked at this dude like he was some type of beautiful fucking supermodel. Like they really believed this motherfucker looked like J-Lo. And this motherfucker looked nothing. If that motherfucker looked like J-Lo, I look like The Rock. Straight up. Like, that's how far apart that shit was. And there was just so many weird situations. Like, once I start going to like the older jails, like once I got older, like rape doesn't happen. Like, that's not a thing. But there is like gay people here and there. So I had this dude I was cool with. He was Muslim. So I was always with the Muslims. So the dude that was Muslim, I can't remember what the fuck his name was. I can't remember what his name was. But he was like this dark-skinned dude. He used to always wear sunglasses. He's like a cool dude. Used to be in the yard and shit all the time. So one time, this dude got caught in the bathroom with a chump named Rainbow in the mess hall. Now, mind you, he's Muslim. So once that shit happened, they was going to kill him. So he like checked in the PC immediately. Now, this dude named Rainbow looks like anything but a rainbow. He looks like a dark, cloudy day. This is like a fat Spanish dude with a 50-year-old dad bod. And you know what? He had a stupid ass swoop too. I don't know if that's like a thing among them, but he had like the stupid ass swoop too. So this dude got caught with this chump here and he ended up signing in and going to the box. But I never knew he was into that type of shit. Like, and it was just weird to see, like, once I got older, and like, I don't have anything against gay people. It's just weird to me. Like, I don't understand it because I'm straight. I don't have those type of attractions and things like that. So seeing shit like this, like when I got to the older people jail, I realized that probably back in the day, like before my time, like maybe the 80s or the 70s, like there was a lot of this homosexual stuff going on in the prison system, and a lot of what changing it was because of NOI and because of Muslims, etc. And I always get asked these type of questions like, oh well, were people getting raped? What's it like dropping? That don't happen. Like, you can drop the soap, nothing's gonna happen. It's not a thing. It ain't a thing that goes on in New York State prison. There is gay dudes, but they mess with the other gay dudes, and if somebody knows you gay, you're gonna be ostracized. Like, nobody's gonna fuck with you, nobody's gonna be cool with you, because then you're gonna be considered gay. And there's predators for gay people. There's like guys who are into those shit like that, and they'll prey on those type of people. I've never been in those circles or around those circles or anything that do with that shit. But man, they really thought this dude was coming in and looked like J-Lo. That motherfucker looked like a wrestler, really looked like Razor Ramon. And it's just, to this day, I can't comprehend it. I don't know what they were seeing. Maybe it's like this because that's what they into, like that's what they were seeing. But man, shit make me want to throw up when I even think about that shit. Like, there was some weird shit I seen in prison, and with those dudes, like there used to be this little gay dude, I can't remember his name. He like a little Italian dude, and he was little. And this dude used to go in the locker, because there's like big lockers in there, and do shit with whatever the other weird dudes that was down with that shit was doing. And because the lockers are big, the lockers are like 4 foot tall. So he used to go hide in somebody's locker, and the guy would go over by his locker or whatever, and shit like that would be going down. So, but I never seen it. I just heard about what the fuck was going on. That was in like, they have like special dorms. Like, if there's a bunch of gay dudes, they'll like more gravitate towards their dorm. So they was never in my dorm. Like, I was always around the Lokes or around the Muslims, or I was cool with a lot of 5%ers. I was around a lot of 5%ers. So, but it's just so weird to me that like these dudes that are in prison, because the gay people that I see in the streets, they don't be committing crimes. Like, that's one thing I can say. Like, you rarely see like a gay drug dealer, or I'm pretty sure they exist, but you rarely see like gay people going to stick shit up or robbing a bank or something like that. Gay people do a lot of drugs. So you'll see them like out here copping drugs and shit like that, but not selling drugs and not shooting shit up and not doing violent crimes and stuff like that. So they don't really go to prison like that. But everybody is always asking me about the gay people in prison. I don't know why it's like such a popular topic that people want to know. I mean, I'm straight, so I can only give you like an outside view of what's going on. Maybe there's some gay person that's on YouTube or on TikTok that could give you a better description of what goes on. But to me, it's just weird, and I don't understand any of it, and it's no disrespect to their community, but I don't understand it, and it's just weird to me.